Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Right now is BCB going on, which is the biggest cocktail convention, I would say, in the entire world. People from all over the world and even some close friends of mine from the States are actually here in town visiting.
I'm in Berlin thanks to Hubertus Circle to meet for the global Stammtisch.
It's essentially a family of bartenders who come together to work with Jaeger in kind of new and exciting ways.
For us, it was a chance for a lot of different people for different walks of life, different countries, but all kind of unified under the Hubertus family to come together, meet each other, share some drinks, share some food, and then also gain a little knowledge doing classes and just kind of keep working within this Hubertus umbrella.
We had a seminar about coffee.
It allowed us to kind of see how Jägermeister plays off coffee, and we just learned about different roasts and about how cold brew really affects the beans, and just really sitting the beans inside Jägermeister brings out a whole different kind of flavor.
Now that we know about the 56 ingredients that is in Jägermeister, we now got taught about something else that consists in most bars, like coffee, and how they can play together.
How coffee is roasted and how it brings out different flavors from the same beans you could get, and how it's utilized with Jaeger and other spirits.
The second Jägermeister coffee taste we took, we thought it was coffee and Jaeger put together, but it was actually just Jägermeister infused with coffee beans, which was really surprising. I think that just proves even more that they actually do play really well together, because there's a ton of aromatics and flavors going on and the subtleties of a coffee bean. And then you have Jägermeister, which obviously is a very botanical heavy liqueur, and there's a lot of really cool things going on there. So there's a lot of flavors, I think, that start to cross each other and line up, and it just works really well.
The seminar that I've just been to was with Camper English, and it was all about bitterness. So we tried a bunch of sort of extracts and tinctures of specific ingredients that I guess you don't ever really sort of try individually. You always try it as a combination of a liqueur or whatever it is.
So at the bitter workshop, we took all the bitters that were farmed in different Amaros and vermouths, such as Jägermeister, and really smelt them and broke down the components, and we were able to taste the concentrated version of it and how the bitterness really affects your taste buds.
We learned about 5 different bittering agents, what flavors they provide, and what gives Jägermeister its bitterness.
I didn't realize how complex it was until today. Obviously you're aware that Jägermeister and Amaros are bitter, but just listening to Camper talk, you don't realize how many different types of ingredients go into it, how many different kinds of wormwood, how many different kinds of, this, that and the other.
You think about it in an abstract way, and to actually see it next to each other and be like, oh, that makes sense. It just sort of gave that whole category of bitter a lot of clarity. So that was really cool, and to be able to taste that was excellent.
The Hubertus Circle for me is a really good platform for collaborating with friends and other bartenders around the country that are really like-minded, on the same page, that have the need to grow in their industry.
It's a platform for people that are really trying to push this industry forward.
I'm a part of the Danish team, and we're meeting up a few times a year, but then a couple of times a year we also meet up with other teams from Russia and Australia and the rest of Europe.
It's Jägermeister acknowledging how vital bartenders are to the success of a product.
We all have our strengths, we all have our passions and our niches within this industry, and so, I might be really good at one thing, but not know anything about something else, and now I have Jägermeister and this other person to kind of facilitate us sharing knowledge.
In Australia, there's 5 of us from different walks of life from the Australian scene, and we put together amazing experiences and events for people.
For me, it's bartenders that want to collaborate, bounce ideas off each other, not just creating cocktails, but the ideas behind them.
That kind of idea of a rising tide lifts all ships. That's kind of what it is to me. It's just a chance for a global community to become a little bit less broad, a little bit more intimate.